Right now, folks, as we do every Wednesday at 40 past the hour, we're going to jump over to our man, Teddy Kekstadt. You can check out Teddy's outstanding Tiger Forex Report, folks. Weekly issues every Monday. Updates throughout the week when warranted. You gain access to a webinar in there as well. It's only $97. You hit that subscribe button. It comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Check it out, folks. And don't forget about 2 great webinars under the services tab in there as well. Capitalizing on time with calendar stock option spreads and Japanese candlestick pattern stock and option strategies. Teddy's written a book on Japanese candlestick patterns. Check those out, folks. Teddy Kekstadt, good morning.
Good morning.
We got a little bit of dollar strength here, Teddy. We're climbing a bit. We got yields on the rise. Some CPI, of course, since the last time we talked. What are you looking at in this market? What do you think?
Well, I like the corrective rally we have going on right now, the dollar strength. We have yields that are creeping higher. We have crude that's creeping lower. And we have the U.S. dollar that had a really nice move yesterday. And, you know, it's definitely reflective in most of the pairs. Some are moving more than others. The yen's made a nice move. For those that get the Tiger Forex Report, we've hit our nice little correction bands, you know, whether it's the upside or downside, depending on which currency cross you're looking at. So we're in a nice little area, especially today. We'll see how it reacts. We've had a nice move with the dollar. I think we might see a little bit of profit taking sometime between this afternoon and tomorrow into Friday. Not much, but I think we'll see a little bit of a retraction on the dollar, and then I think we'll see a little bit more follow-through going into next week. I think this dollar strength is going to continue, not in an exacerbating type of fashion or anything like that, but I do believe that this corrective rally still has a little bit more room to go. I would say maybe for another week or so. We'll see. You know, I mean, I just think that there's no fundamentals right now, I think, that are going to really alter its course, if you will, at least for the next week or so. I mean, obviously anything can happen, but as far as just the normal calendar day-to-day stuff, I think the dollar has a good chance at being in a buy dip scenario and keep on pressing higher for, I would say at least another week and a half to 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks.
Nice. And yeah, it has been quite a bounce. Quite an acceleration lower, though, in the context before that, right? We go from 110 to 96. So, yeah, a bounce of 2 points, maybe a little bit higher, even
right.
If you're thinking longer term. I agree with the take. I got a Fibonacci up here, even a 382 retracement, just in terms of what kind of bounce you can get us to of this move we had lower. That's almost pushing 102, which is remarkable. Right. Just the move is so large. It is.
Sure.
We have the 10-year at 4.45. Interesting rise there, interesting, but correlating to some of that action. What do you think about yields as we go forward? Still kind of the same gist, quite a little pop here, but it seems like I'm reading, even this morning they got headlines that Hassett might be the guy for the Fed chair. It's remarkable, right? We're 10 months out, but every single day I'm seeing who the new Fed chair is going to be. But yields have risen a bit. What do you think of the yields right now?
I think they're going to keep on creeping higher. I'm going to stick to my call that until Powell's out, there's not going to be a rate cut.
Okay, there we go. And that'll,
Or he'll shoot the wad in one of the last meetings. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe because the numbers force him to do so much just to keep his narrative. But right now, no, he's not going to do it. He wants to have if unemployment was at 8%, he'd be happy. Then maybe we get a quarter point.
All right.
That's what he wants. Remember 2 years ago he was saying, I want high unemployment, and then I'll cut rates all day long.
Yeah, it's
he wants people out of work.
Yeah, hey, and inflation is still, I heard him say once, and I think it was on the 60-minute interview he did that one time, that, and he said something like, I don't even want people to think about inflation. In my brain, I just say, it's funny how everybody still talks about inflation, though, too. And is it here? It's not, but it is to be out of our brain. We're so highly attuned to it. When I saw that, I said, man, when does that exist right now? But hey. Prices, we're in a much different spot than when we were. What do you think about crude, man? We got crude trading a little bit lower right now.
I like
65.75.
I like it. I think crude has a little bit more to go. I wouldn't even doubt that you're going to see maybe a little bit of a creeping break, today and into tomorrow. I bet maybe on Friday you see a nice little sell-off that really sets a nice little move into next week.
And you have a couple great webinars. We always talk about them when I bring you on under the services tab. One of them talking about capitalizing on time. The other one, Japanese candlestick pattern. Both of them involve options. And I just want to ask you about the VIX. VIX, obviously, premiums in the option market. We got a VIX right now with a 16 handle. How do you look at that part of this market right now, Teddy? Because it's pretty, and hey, listen, all the market's doing is creeping higher right now, so I understand it. But as somebody that's into options, you do a great job on those webinars and just in general in your newsletter. But what do you think about how approaching how the market right now is pricing the volatility with the VIX that is with a 16 handle?
That's a really great question, especially because normally with the VIX where it's at, because I trade options. I love it when the volatility is high. That's usually because I'm a seller. I'm usually trading spreads, so I need to have high volatility because no matter what, I'm trying to kill time and have a drop in volatility. That's what I'm trying to capitalize on 9 out of 10 times.
Yes.
Typically, when the VIX is like this is where, and I have been looking at the pricing and stuff, you get the potential for nice moves that really puts the odds in your favor. What I'm a little bit perplexed about right now is that we do have this high volatility, and I've been looking at multiple stocks and where they're at, and something you were talking about Goldman earlier. The bank stocks have been doing really well over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at you. You're starting to see some good trends. I mean, obviously, with the market on its highs, something's been trending higher. There's a move, but the reality is, it's all stuff like Nvidia, Microsoft, and all these big names like that. And it's only a few that are really driving on a percentage basis. So those are the ones that have the big move. But when you look at them, the pricing on those options is so obscene. There's no vig for you to chase.
Okay, right.
You have to be right. I mean, you have to be right to make a minute percentage. That being said, you go back into more of the normal chaotic stuff that's priced more, reasonable and proper, if you will. There's the volatility's there. The price, it's basically like almost like a trap. Like you want to put the trade on, you're looking at the price and you're like, this is great, but then you start to look at it and you're like, but how much of a move can I get? Time's going to definitely evaporate. That's for sure. And I'm not saying that the trend is not going to continue. I'm not trying to pick a top or a bottom. This is the kind of thing where I'm looking for the market to continue to move. If it doesn't keep moving in its direction, at least move sharply the other way. That's all I care about, in these kinds of situations.
Sure.
And this is the problem I see right now with that situation. I don't see that other half of the equation manifesting. So it's a tough call with options. I mean, this is the time where I'd be jumping on credit spreads, and I've been looking, and I'm not finding anything that's really true value to go after.
That was great, man. Folks.
Which hurts me, man, because this is what I'm looking for.
Spend the time. Check out those webinars. That's why I brought it up today. Great answer, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for the education. We'll talk to you next week, man.
Take care, Tommy.
Take care, Teddy. Folks, we'll be right back.